right, so I'm gonna show you my eye makeup with two different palettes of ours. This is Sunless Glow, and you can see I like that color a lot. And then this one's Nature's Glow. And you don't have to use both. I'm gonna use both because it's my favorite look to use both of them. But obviously you don't have to. And we might get interrupted, hopefully not. I've got a big brother who's willing to help with the little brother, but I had started to show how I do my eyebrows and I got interrupted by a toddler fall. I just started to walk a couple months ago, so it's still a little shaky. So anyway, what I did was I took this color from Nature's Glow, really dark because I have dark hair, and I even wet my brush a little bit. I have an angle brush. I wet it and I just darkened over my brows. And brows are sometimes a pain in my butt because I want them to be twins and they're sisters. That's what that's what they tell you when you're learning to do it. They're sisters, not twins. So I can't even tell how bad they are. I think they're okay. Good enough. So I just darkened it up. I had it wet just to make a little darker, and it'll dry and probably get a little bit lighter, but for now I like it like that, and I'll show you once I let my hair down just how that frames your face. And even if you have light brows, like especially if you have light brows, doing your eyebrows, this is something that for me, I was freaked out the first time I did it. I was like, I'm never doing that again. And now I love doing it because it totally frames your face. It really brings out your features, and it's not something to be afraid of like I was in the beginning. I know I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't do that anymore. But if you do it more and more, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that brings a lot to your face. And people will notice too, like oftentimes I'll look at faces and I'll be like, oh, I would love to darken her brows a little bit. Just give it a little more color. So anyway, that was this one. We do have 4 shades. BRI has 4 shades of eyebrow colors, and they fit pretty much every hair type. We have auburn for red, we have an ash for light, a blonde for blonde, and then we have a smoke, what is it called? Something smoke, for like my color. But if I can use this palette, may as well, right? So then what I do, and everyone does this part in different orders, but I do my dark color. And I'm gonna go ahead, I either use, so when I'm just using this palette, I will use that. It's a little more red tint, so I don't use it because my hair isn't that red. But I am going to use, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just go with this one for today. It's so fun. You can really do any of these. So like the colors that I use, I'll just show you both of them, how I would use them. I think I'm gonna go with this one for today. It's kind of fun. So I'm gonna go with that same color I used on my brows. Crazy, right? And I'm gonna use that for the outside part of my eye. So like out here, I'm gonna use that for. And a lot of people like will find their crease and go, here's the deal with my eyes. As you can see, I have the teensiest, tiniest little eyes, and so that can make finding that crease hard. And sometimes I've tried to even extend it to make it look bigger. Right now I just follow my lid and I follow that crease out here. It doesn't have to be perfect. It looks wild when you first do it. My husband always like gets a little nervous when I'm doing my eye makeup because he's not like a major, he doesn't love a ton of makeup on women. And it's funny because he's like looking at me like, oh my gosh, you look like a clown. I'm like, remember, I'm not finished. It'll look fine once I'm finished. So yeah, so I do the outside edges. Some people even will swing this darker color around or like make a little bit of a, you know, out further. I'm pretty simple, so I'm not gonna do that. And at the end, I actually take something to blend all this together a little bit more, but sometimes I even use my finger a little bit. But you're darkening that outer color, especially it's nice when you have small eyes. I think I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Oh, I can't zoom in, just kidding. It's hard to do this on a phone. I know some people do this for a living, and I'm over here like, whoa, give me a mirror, please, because this is too tough. And maybe they do have mirrors. You know what? I don't even know how they do it, but I'm not one of them. So this is how I do it. I do it with my phone, and then at the end, I'm like, oh my gosh, lots of corrections to make. Okay, so there we go with that. So then on this palette, you could use that for the, if you have dark hair, and then the outer part of the eye. And then you do like a more medium shade. So like on this one, I'm gonna use this. On this one, I would use this or even this. This is pretty dark. It could be either one of these. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this brownie one because it's kind of pretty. Oh no, the toddler's coming. I really need to get this video done so that I have it done for you to see. It's like, oh, he's just coming to get food. We're good. He's running low though, guys. He's running low. And he's got to do the quick makeup. So yeah, this inside color, it's not really the inside color. I'll show you what you do with that. But it's just this, and people, honestly, people with bigger eyes than me are gonna be able to, BRI actually gives you one of these. Let me show you. To kind of show you where to put it. And her lid is way bigger than mine. So that might be something that you want to look at too, because when you are watching someone who has a teensy tiny lid and yours is huge, it's just a little bit different in application. And I always do that because I like it looking a little bit more blended. So there we go. And truthfully, honestly, I can't fully see myself. I'm sitting right by a window where there's like light coming at me. So I guess we'll just kind of play with it and see how she goes. So there's that. I'm gonna try to go a little faster and not perfect it so much. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So you kind of get the idea. I can perfect it later. So then I take another brush and I do like a highlight color. And on this one, I'm gonna use this one right here. On this one, I would use this one. I actually kind of like, I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna stick with this palette just so you can see it. So you do this one way up here under your brow. You're kind of making that arch like look really archy. Some people do it up above that brow too a little bit just to make that brow stand out. Totally up to you either way. See, I'm gonna have some blending to do when I turn my face in the light, but we'll just kind of get you the idea of where these colors go. And I can kind of show you what I do to blend, and then we'll leave you have it to yourself. So yeah, so I do this, just kind of making that arch look higher, brightens it up. You can kind of see that. And at the end, because I do these out of order, like some people have an exact order they do their makeup every day. Some of these eye colors I do in a different order every day. It doesn't really bother me one way or the other. But I will go back, and the two spots that I will either lighten or darken are up here. I will always lighten if it just doesn't look light enough. And you know what? I don't think I've been using water on this one because I do like it to be a little bit more bold with the color. Like the water just helps it like have a little more staying power for me. I'm not oily skinned, but my eyes, for some reason, I am. So I've got that going on. So then I am going to go ahead and grab a shimmery color, is the last one. And what I'm going to do is grab this one then. And actually, they say the best way to do this is to just get a little bit on your tip of your finger, and I'm even get my finger a little bit wet. Just seems to work better for me. See how happy that baby is. Ooh, that's pretty strong lid right there. It's like I can't see until I turn myself into the light a little bit more. So then just right in that middle spot, adding a little bit of this right here. We've got baby making some wild noises. Hey guys, can you try to keep it a little quieter just so I can explain? I'm almost done, okay? All right, so then I've got this guy right here. They just say you kind of dab there. And then you can even try to like lighten up right. Uh-oh, Eli, shh, shh. Hey, just wait, okay? On the inside of here. On the inside of here. They're totally gonna fight about something, I can tell. That doesn't happen to your kids, does it? Okay. Okay, so yeah, just kind of doing a little bit of that color on the inside. This one is really darker than I thought too. It's hard to see that until I turn. So, okay, so I've got the main colorings down. I really do more. I tend to do more of this sparkly. I just like to make it pop, so I'll have to deal with that later too. Again, I don't need to perfect right now while you see it, but you can kind of see the idea. That's kind of how it looks when I'm doing it. It does look a little clowny. We have this school brush right here that I use, that I then go and I can kind of like, and I'll even get that. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I get it a little wet and I blend it a little bit more even, just so that there's not like really strong lines in there, like it kind of just flow a little more. So then, I hope I have it with me. Oh, I do. Hey boys, can one of you grab me a Q-tip, please? Thank you. Just rushing to help mom. So then I have our liquid liner. Some people like a pencil, but like I said, my eyes are the only area that I'm oily. Thank you, little boy. Keep that brother happy, okay? So I'm gonna just do one eye really fast because this is already taking way longer than my makeup normally takes. We're at 10 minutes already. It's just, I usually go pretty fast. And who knows when the crisis is gonna happen next, right? So anyway, it's so hard to do in here. I'm going under. You can see how hard a time I'm having. Hang on. This is not usually a problem, but I'm usually looking like right up into a mirror and I can see really well. So that's why you have this around, because it'll help. I'm gonna do my best, guys. So I go underneath these lashes. I cannot even feel. This is gonna be, yeah, this is just not gonna work. I need to get a mirror. So anyway, but this is good because I can show you what I do. So actually then I will either use a Q-tip with water or lick it like that. And I can like straighten that line out. So a lot of people are afraid of liquid liner, but I'm like, don't be afraid, because all you have to do then is grab a Q-tip and even that out, and it's not a problem at all. So I'm gonna do a different video once I get my liner on. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to do a liner video without having a mirror right there, because it's just not gonna work for me. But I'm gonna get my liner on and then I'll do a separate mascara video just to kind of show you what it looks like when I do that.